We're at the church hall at First Congregational Church in Whitman, where PAC 59 meets, and just a little while ago they held their annual Blue and Gold Banquet, and we're going to talk to Cub Master Paul Capoletti and find out what the Blue and Gold really is. Paul, what is the Blue and Gold Banquet?
What we do at PAC 59, every PAC does it a little differently, but what we do is it's kind of a celebration, a banquet, if you will, to recognize what the PAC does and all the achievements of the Scouts, as well as the leadership and all the parents that make the PAC work towards all those achievements. That's part of it. And then our second part is to recognize our Webelos 2s, who is actually the Arrow of Light year, which is their 5th grade year. And so they've been working all throughout the last 5 years, and this is where they get their Arrow of Light, which is the highest achievement that you can earn as a Cub Scout. And it's the last achievement that they earn before they cross over to Boy Scouts, which is the second part of the banquet, where they cross over a bridge, which symbolizes them crossing over from Cub Scouts to Boy Scouts, so from the Cub Scout pack to the troop.
Now, does everybody move up at this time? You know, the lions become tigers, the tigers become bears, and the bears become wolves all at this time?
No, what we do is we have that night, especially for the Arrow of Light year, and what we do in PAC 59 is we recognize the moving up of the other ranks in May, actually, in about 3 or 4 weeks from now. Okay.
Now, can you explain to me, you said the Arrow of Light is the highest order that the Cub Scouts have. What do they have to do to get to that?
Well, it's like I said, it's a work in progress over the last 5 years, and this one specifically relates to their last year, which is their 5th grade year. And there's a whole bunch of requirements that they do throughout the half year, and where they earn that Arrow of Light.
Can you give me some examples of some of the things that they have to do?
Off the top of my head, they have, like, for instance, they have it's a physical requirement where they have to do a bunch of physical exercises, and that's one thing. There's also a component to community service. The names of these escape me, but there's also community service ones. So there's always a duty to God in every rank, including Arrow of Light. So they work through those achievements, and once they achieve them and they earn those, that's where they get their Arrow of Light.
And in this banquet, you had a nice little piece of entertainment for the boys that was the Mad Scientists. And when we get to the end of the awards part of this program, we'll just fill in a little bit with the Mad Scientists so you can see some of the things that the boys enjoyed at that time. Thank you so much for helping us with this Blue and Gold thing.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys coming. So we'd like to invite the following Cub Scouts up so we can present them with their Arrow of Light. So, Joey Green. Anthony Capoletti. Colin Snow. Cameron Pretorius. And Evan Milkowski. Okay, so these boys worked really hard for the last 5.5 years, right from the beginning with Tigers, right up through right now, which is their Arrow of Light year. Last year they were in their Webelos, they passed those requirements, and now they're going to earn their Arrow of Light, which, for those that don't know, is the highest Cub Scout award that you can earn. So that's what we're here to celebrate for these guys, and they did a great job. For me personally, it's the first den I ever had when they were really small, so it's a huge accomplishment. I'm really proud of them. Jen's been here since the beginning too, and we're really proud of what they've done and all the work they've put in for the last really 5.5 years. So if we can just give them a round of applause. Okay, so first thing we're going to present to them is their Arrow of Light badge. And this badge is the only badge that they're allowed to wear in Boy Scouts, from Cub Scouts. So we're going to present these to them. So first up, we have Evan Bukowski. Next up, we have Cameron Pretorius. Next up, we have Colin Snow. Next up, we have Anthony Capoletti. And lastly, we have Joey Green. Okay, we have one other award, and we'd like to thank Stephanie Dale. She made these awards for each of the boys like she did last year for us. We're gonna try to hand them out without dropping the arrows out of them, which is probably gonna be tough. Okay, so once again, we have Evan.
Without dropping the arrows. Here you go, Evan.
Thank you very much.
Turn, look out, hold it up, show it.
Cameron. You guys can clap.
My kid.
Okay. Colin Snow. Anthony Capoletti. And Joey Green. You guys wanna stand with your plaques so everyone can take some pictures? Hold your plaques right in front so if parents want to take pictures of you guys.
Look up. There you go.
Okay, you guys, great job. Again, the whole pack's really proud of you guys. Awesome job. If we can just give them one more round of applause. Okay, at this point, we're going to ask you guys to take your seats. Everyone have a seat.
Walk down the stairs.
Okay, this is the part of the night. Again, the first part of the night was the arrow light, which they all just were awarded. The second part of the night is some of these boys are going to be crossing over into Boy Scouts. So we're going to turn this over to the troop, to Mr. White and the troop. They're going to come up and take over and have these boys cross over into Boy Scouts. So what we'd like to do is we'd like to have the following, right now, Cub Scouts, soon to be Boy Scouts, line up on the ramp with one of their parents. Joey Green with one of your parents. Okay, Anthony Capoletti. I'll be there in a second. Cameron Pretorius. And Evan Bukowski. So at this point, I'm going to invite Mr. White, along with some members of the troop, in this case, it's his two sons. They're going to come up and take over.
First off, congratulations on getting the arrow of light. Now, that was the last thing you did as a Cub Scout. Now you're going from Cub Scouts over to Boy Scouts. What we're going to do is we're going to cross over this pretty old bridge. Which has been around longer than I have. And it's really tricky. But I know how it works. It's the same thing we've done every year, like the Cubs cross over to the Boy Scouts. And it's hard, it's simple, as long as, like, right now with your uniform, you've got left, you've got a flag, kind of neckerchief, slide, Come Boy Scouts, things change. One of the first things you're going to see is uniforms change. So when you come up, you're going to come to the parents, we'll cross the bridge, we're going to change your uniform. All right? Next thing that changes, when you're back doing the meetings, it's different. I'm not going to be teaching you anything. The boys are. So if you did the crossover last year, the year before, or 5, 6 years ago. So it's boys leading boys. Parents are up here, and we look at the meetings, and I'm going to be teaching you. We have other boys teaching you. And next year, what you're going to be doing, you're going to be teaching the guys to come out. There's a different way of doing things. You're going to have a laugh. So once you be 24 out of the parent, go through there, cross over the bridge. That's good. All right. The first thing I'm going to do is put your neck shoe on. We don't really have a hat. When summer camp, we're going to get the art movie summer, and we get the art hats. So it's not part of it's not a full part of it. thing I'm giving you guys is your book. All right, in this book is everything that you need to know how to get from being how to become a Boy Scout to all the Eagle Scout and beyond. All the different first aid, swimming, outdoor, hiking, nature, all kinds of things. Now, it's cool stuff. Don't do it all the first night, all right? But bring it with you to every single meeting. Because these guys are the ones that are going to sign off saying, yeah, you did this requirement, yeah, you did this requirement. The leaders, myself, Mr. Capoletti, we don't sign off. The boys do. So you'll be showing them. You'll be showing you how to do it, and you'll be showing them that you learned it. So bring your books with you every week. And one of that is an application that right? We meet Sunday nights, 7 o'clock right here. This is yeah, you want to come this way? No, I'm sorry, you're right, we don't have church this Sunday. Yeah, we can Sunday. Yeah, we can come, right? Yep, you don't want to be, you do not have to. You don't have to stay, if you do, parents are in the kitchen, I'll get it. You'll get that. All right, you guys, welcome, congratulations. Good job.
First of all, I just wanted to say, you guys sitting down, you guys did an unbelievable job. Thank you so much for paying attention. And we just wanted to tell you guys, this is going to be all of you in the next, for some of you guys next year, some of you other guys in the next 2 or 3 years, but this is what you're going to be looking forward to. This is not the ultimate goal of earning your arrow light and crossing over into Boy Scouts. So that's why we want you guys to see what these guys are going through. Because there's always somebody ahead of you that's kind of paving the way. So. I think we're good. Why don't we have the lions and tigers? Jim, when you were a lion and tiger. Okay, lions and tigers, you guys can head over.
Hello, my friends. I am Astro Alec, and I am your mad scientist. The rule: you must never, ever, 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 ever break. Have fun. That's right. Have fun. I personally like to start off a mad science show with a mad science laugh. So I'm going to show you my mad science laugh, and then you are going to show me yours, and then we're all going to boisterously, maniacally laugh together. So this is mine. This is mine. All right, now I want to see yours in 3, 2, 1. Excellent! Excellent. All right, this is going to be a great time. Now, there's no better way to start off a mad science show than with some mad magic. Now, why do we show magic? Because we want to show the difference between what science and magic is. Now, I'm going to need a volunteer. Your hand went up first. Come on up, sir. Now, volunteer, can you confirm for me that this is in fact a rubber chicken? Yes. Woo! All right, we're halfway there. Can you in fact confirm for me that this is a bag? Yes. A normal bag, right? Ooh. With normal dusty magicness, right? All right, now, the chicken is in the bag. Did it disappear? No. No. That's too bad. Now the magic trick's ruined. All right, no, wait, we need a magic word, right? So, what is a magic word? I heard please. I like please. Hocus pocus, please. And the chicken has disappeared. Your hand went up.
It's a way.
It's a what?
It's a way. It's in the bag, but no one can see it.
It's inside the bag, but no one can see it. So you can hear he's in there. We know for a fact that he's in the bag. So what I did was, while I had to be distracted thinking of what's a magic word, I twisted this little lever. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And what that did was it changed the sack that you could reach into. So, chicken, no chicken. Volunteer, you may have a seat. Round of applause for a volunteer. Now, in science, there is a lot of guesswork, but there's also a lot of facts. And that's what we are here today, is to see some really cool stuff with some really cool facts behind it. Now, magic is cool, but I personally really love air. In fact, I don't think I could live without it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I could live without it. So, here's a question for you. Here's a question. Does air take up space? Yes, because matter. That's right. Now, all things are made of matter, right? We know this. Different types of matter build up different types of things. Air is just like everything else. It is matter, and it does, in fact, take up space. And we can prove this in several different ways. For one, there is air all around us, and all inside this super awesome, completely free and refillable airzuka. Now, inside this airzuka is a whole lot of nothing but air. So, the air taking up this space can then be increased when we increase the space. Then, the bungees, if you can see inside, the bungees are trying to make that space small again. So all of that air gets blasted straight out. So that's fun. Air does, in fact, take up space. Now, I want to do another demonstration. This one is also air-based. I need someone who's a little full of hot air. I need someone that, you know what, I want someone that's really full of hot air. Who here is really full of hot air? You, sir, you look like you're bursting at the seams. I need another volunteer. One more. You right here, come on up. All right, now. I'm going to open up this bag. Now what I have here is called a wind bag. And our volunteers are going to do their very best to fill this wind bag. They will have 10 seconds each to fill it with as much air as they can muster. All right? So I'm going to hand this to you. We're going to start counting you off, and you're going to fill that with air, all right? Whoa, you already did it. All right, and go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Not bad. I can see from here you already did quite a bit of work. Very nice. That is very impressive. All right. Look how full of hot air he was. So much hot air. I can't believe it. I don't know about you, but I am flabbergasted. All right. You may have a seat. All right, up next. Gonna give this another shot. See if you can outdo him. 10 seconds. On your mark. Get set. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, that looks like a tie. Very good. You may have a seat. Round of applause for our two volunteers. Round of applause. All right, now. I'm going to have you hold this end for me. You're going to be my volunteer for this. All right, I want to show you a cool trick that I've learned in which I can get this full of air in one breath. All right? And I'm going to show you how we do that. Now, I take one step away, I hold the bag from my face, and I fill it up. No, because you'll break it. All right, so what happened here? What happened? Why did that work? You, sir. Shh, I can't hear our scientists. Because I blew it really hard. Your hand's tirelessly been up.
Well, in the magic bag, a T-Rex egg came out and then it hatched and it tried to eat everything.
That would be mind-blowing.
Because your face wasn't actually touching the bag, you held more breath in your mouth and then it exhaled and more air came in.
Very, very close. Very close. Can you say?
When the mouth is on and you're blowing in, you have to breathe back in, so you're blowing air back in.
Very astute observation. Very astute.
It's because there's a lot of air around us. You're breathing in with your lungs and you're getting too much air in your lungs. You have to blow it out, and it was a lot of air that filled up that much.
Now, you're actually onto something there. That is very, very close to what actually happened. Now, when I held the bag away from my face, what happened was I cheated. I used a friend. And that friend was the air around me. Because I held the bag away from my face, and yes, I did take a mighty big breath. And I did my best to fill that bag. But it was actually the air around me and the air that I blew out. As I blew out air, it created a bit of a vortex that was going this way. And that vortex pulled all the air outside the bag in that area with it. And that air just kept going and going and going. Basically, the way I like to think about it is as my breath was going this way, it was going to a party. And all the air around it was like, oh, I want to go to that party. And it just invited itself. It just went on in. Air's crazy like that. It kind of does what it wants most of the time, from time to time. All right, now, air's really cool. Before we get to the fire portion, I want to go over a few more things, so bear with me. All right, now, so we talked about air taking up space, all right? And air can take up space. Now, right here, ooh, my shoe. Right here, we have a tube full of air. Nothing inside, nothing at all. When I create more space for air, how much more air do I have here? I have almost exactly double, right? 200% more air. It's ridiculous, so much air. All right, and if I were to quickly compress that, what happens? Someone I haven't seen, someone I haven't called on. You, sir. I get less air.
But more pressure.
More pressure. Right. Right. He's onto it. That's right. So, there's only one good way for the air to escape, and that is off this small port of the tube. If I were to quickly compress all the air, that air is going to launch the rocket way over there. And one of our volunteers is going to help bring it back. All right. Now that's fun. We knew what was going to happen, but what's going to happen here? What do I have here? I have packing peanuts. That is right. Now, what are packing peanuts? Who can tell me?
Styrofoam.
Styrofoam, right? Packing peanuts are plastic, and plastics are polymers. Polymers are cross-linked together to create all different sorts of fun things, from styrofoam to air zukas to the cloth that I'm using for this table, and much, much more. Now, this styrofoam can easily be broken down with a little bit of acetone. Now, who's heard of acetone before? Where do we see it? Who knows where they might find it at home? Right here. Nail polish remover. This guy's painted his nails once or twice. Now, when we mix these two together, and And I could do this all day. It really just,
It's satisfying.
it just keeps going, right? Now,
You're shrinking.
the acetone is breaking down the cross-link that keeps this polymer as it is. Packing peanuts are mostly plastic and air. Really, emphasis on the air. They're about 90% air. There's not a lot of plastic here. So I put in handfuls and handfuls of this stuff, and it's only made this small little putty. Now, anybody want to touch the putty? Okay, I thought so. All right, I'm gonna come around with it.
Baby, come on. Baby, come on. Oh, you're so bubble.
All right, I'm gonna bring this around. Go ahead and touch it if you want.
Feel it. Is it putty?
Don't scoop it out, because that's gonna dry on your finger. Just give it a poke. Give it a poke. It's a lot like slime. But unlike slime, this is actually going to harden into the same styrofoamy plastic, but a much more dense version of that. You don't have to. I'm not forcing nobody to touch nothing. That's right. Polymers make up most toys. Pretty cool. Yeah, it feels cold. That's actually the acetone. All right. Now,
Hands up.
perfect. All right. Now, air is a lot of fun. As we said, we can't live without it, but let me hear it if you like explosions. All right, no? All right, we can move on. That's fine. I thought you guys wanted to see explosions. All right. I said, let me hear if you want to see some explosions. Yeah! That was much better. That's what I expected the first time. Okay, so we're going to start with my favorite. These are called bash balls. Now bash balls are fun. They are very fun. I need a volunteer to come up. Ooh. You, come on. Come on up. All right, now, hold this for me. All right, we're going to make some observations. All right? Now, what do we have here? At its most basic form, what is it? A sphere. That is right. That is the most important thing. All right, now that we know that it is a sphere, let's make some more observations. What can you tell me about this sphere? It's heavy. One more. It's metal, right? And that means it's a little dense, right? It's more dense than those styrofoam packing peanuts, right? So, let me see that real quick. Now, I'm going to show you how to make an explosion happen with steel balls. Now, you may have a seat. Thank you very much. All right. You guys might want to back up. You guys might want to back up. All right. Now. All right, boys. If you don't like loud noises, you might want to plug your ears. All right, we're going to make an explosion happen. I'm going to get behind the table just to make sure everybody's safe. All right. And 3, 2, 1. Did you see that? That was crazy. You didn't see that. Okay, all right, one more time. 3, 2, 1. Tell me you saw that. All right, you know what? I think the air is getting in the way. I think it's eating up all of the explosion that we're supposed to be seeing. So, volunteer, I'm gonna have you come on over. Now, hold this for me. Now, I'm using this as a canvas so that we can properly see the sizable explosion that occurs. All right? 3, 2, 1. All right. You see that? Maybe one more time. All right, thank you very much. Yeah, Nathan's son.
Look at that! So small.
All right, one more. So we can use this for all sorts of fun, but my favorite is the artistic side. So we're going to try a little something here. BSA, Boy Scouts of America. All right, now, that was really, really cool. What happened? What did we see? Let's hear some guesses. Let's hear friction. Good. A hole puncher. No. Good guess though. Right here. I hit it so hard it made a hole.
It looked like a T-Rex's teeth biting into the paper.
Descriptive.
A gravitational pull.
A gravitational hole.
Like a pull.
Pull.
Pull together.
Okay. There was definitely a pushing force.
Sorry, explosion.
You did. You dead on right there.
When you did it, it kind of was like a little ball with a hose.
Okay. And last one.
When the ball gets together, it sparks and
That's right. Now, as we stated, we have two very dense steel spheres. Now, the key word there is spheres. Because these are spheres, they are going to connect on a single perfect point of impact. That impact is going to have so much energy that it's going to create a spark. That spark is seen as an explosion. On the paper, it's seen as a burn mark. You could smell that paper, and it smells like burnt paper, and that is because it, in fact, is. It burns straight through the paper, and that's how much energy came out. The energy came out on one tiny, tiny spark of impact. All right? Now, before we get on to more explosions, I want to talk about some other really cool applications for fire. All right? Now, we have iron powder. Now, I'm not going to do anything too fancy, but I want to see if you guys might be familiar with this or not. What?
I feel like I'm kind of little guy.
You probably. All right. Now. All right. Where have we seen this before? Gunpowder. Right here.
Sparklers.
Sparklers. 4th of July. Sparklers, right? Very fun. Very cool. Now, you'll notice that I kind of roll it around a bit, and it doesn't just ignite. Now, why doesn't it ignite? Sparklers ignite. It's the same chemical compound.
Because you put your saliva on it.
Good guess. Good guess. Any others? Because it's a little wet. Now, what if I made it a little bit more wet?
Oh, nice. Oh, no. Fire. It's only fire.
Now, the iron on the outside was a bit damp. So we're going to try that one more time. There we go. Now, what I added was a small chemical compound called ethanol. Who here's ever heard? Who here's ever heard of ethanol? We use ethanol. We use ethanol to power cars and many other purposes. What?
Fixatives for CBC slides.
Right. Ethanol can be used for a lot of day-to-day purposes. Now, we're going to use it for a less conventional one. Here I have, can you guys see that? There's a little spark. Now, what I have here is an igniter. It's creating that tiny, tiny spark. And that's inside here, we have 2 quartz crystals creating so much energy that they travel down these cords and they create a spark when those things link. Right, so, all right, we have our igniter. Now, here I have an ancient device called a film canister. Now, this is from the days of old where instead of just, voila, having a picture on our iPod phone or what have you, we had to go to a store where people are, and we had to go through what's called a transaction face-to-face, where they would develop these pictures for us to enjoy on paper, if you can believe it. Now, I'm going to use this for a less conventional method. A little bit of ethanol added to the film canister. Mix that around just a little bit. I poured way too much in there, so I'm going to pour it all right back out. Give a little pat, pat, pat. All right, now we're going to try to turn that small bit of liquid into a gas. Can everybody put their hands together and rub with me like this? What are we doing?
Friction.
We're creating friction. We feel that as energy, and we translate that energy in our minds to heat. Right? So, I'm putting energy into this film canister, creating heat, warming the canister so that the liquid inside becomes more gaseous, right? More susceptible to heat. We want everything inside this film canister to be hot. All right? Now, I'm going to aim it this way. Volunteer. Scooch. Nope, you want to move. All right. And close you might want to cover your ears if you don't like loud noises. 3, 2, 1. Wow, that was the quietest I've ever seen boys get after an explosion. That was very impressive. Little round of applause from me to you. All right. Now, boys, I'd be happy to do it again. All right? But while we're getting ready for that, I want to talk about why maybe it might not work a second time. All right? Can anybody take any guesses as to why it might not work the second time? Your hand went first. It had too much liquid? Okay. Because I put in a different liquid? Okay, I'm not doing that. Of course, the quartz crystals don't have as much energy. They still have that energy. All right, we're going to give it a try. And we're going to talk about why maybe it won't work, but let's see if it does. All right? Cover your ears if you don't like noise. 3, 2, 1. All right. Very good. Now, we're going to try that again. We're going to add the ethanol, stir it in a little bit, pour it back in. Don't want to use too much. It's very flammable. All right. Now, this time we're going to rub our hands together. Everybody rub your hands together with me. And we're going to create that heat. We're going to warm the canister, and we're going to try our darndest to get a second explosion. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, cover your ears. 1. film canister was in fact still on fire. Now, when I picked this up, the film canister was in fact still on fire. The reason it might not have worked a second time is because this film canister is made of plastic, as is the lid for the canister that we use. Now, plastic is very malleable. Can anybody tell me what that means? Right here. It means actually quite the opposite. It means it is fairly weak, it is flexible, it is brittle. Right, so we'll notice that it's really, really bendy, right? It's really bendy. Now, when it heats up to the point that it heated up, sometimes it becomes too bendy, so that when you try to make it explode, it just kind of just doesn't work. Luckily, we got 2 explosions. Not a bad deal. All right. Now, that's about it for the fire portion of our event. I want to get to the very cool dry ice. Now, this is where rule number 2 is very, very important. You're all gonna see a bunch of really cool stuff up here, and you're gonna want to storm this stage, and you're gonna want to touch it. Don't do it. I will give you an opportunity to experience what is going on in a safe manner. So I'm gonna ask that you don't come up here. All right? Now, right here, I have dry ice. Now, dry ice is a frozen gas. It is not like the ice you get at home out of your refrigerator. Dry ice is frozen carbon dioxide. It is a frozen gas. You guys see the steam coming off of this guy right here? Now, that is the ice melting. This is what we call sublimation. Now, when the ice sublimates, you can see that steam pours off of it, all right? It does not turn into a liquid, it returns to a gaseous state. Now, I'm gonna break this up. This is the fun part. All right. Now, let's see. This one's cold. Perfect. All right. All right. We're going to do a few exercises with the dry ice. The first one's kind of hard to hear, so I need complete silence, all right? Now, listen closely. You guys hear that? Sounds like nails on a chalkboard. Now, who can take a guess as to what's happening? Right here. All right, the drastic change of temperatures.
Maybe because the dry ice and the spoon, when you're moving it, the dry ice is falling off slowly.
Okay, so maybe it's scraping off dry ice. Okay, the gas is affecting it.
It's making marks and it's gonna melt.
It's not making marks, but it's sublimating. It's hard. All right, any other guesses right here? All right, so what happened was there are 2 very different temperatures. There is the room temperature spoon being introduced to dry ice. Now, dry ice is a frozen gas, as we said, but it is frozen to negative 100 degrees Celsius. That is negative 400 plus degrees Fahrenheit. Very cold. So, what we're hearing is the vibration of the spoon as it tries to get away from the very cold dry ice. It's vibrating so quickly that it comes off as that screeching noise. Now, you guys notice I'm wearing these gloves, right? Why is that? Hands, I want hands. Right here. Right, now, if I touch something that is negative 100 degrees Celsius, I'm going to feel an extreme burning sensation in my hand. Now, I'm not burning my hand in the way that you would with fire, but it is very much the same searing pain. That is why we use these very, very thick gloves and why you guys aren't going to storm the stage. Now, I want to show you sublimation in action, okay? So, I'm going to add a little bit of dry ice to cold water. This is dry ice being added to cold, cold water, all right? Now, you guys can see the sublimation is modest, but it's not pouring off the stage, right? Not like in a Thriller video. I don't know if I'm dating myself there. Just a little bit. More. Okay, perfect. All right. Stay. Okay. Now, we have cold water sublimation. All right. Now we have boiling hot water. Let's see the difference, all right? 3, 2. There's a way we can do this. Can I get a neat line going around this pole and back? Up. Table. Careful of the table. Around this pole and back. Around that pole. Around that pole and around that corner. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. All right, now, once you are blasted, please take a seat. Come on up. Let's take a seat. All right, once you are blasted, have a seat. Come on up. Come on up. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. All right. I'm not going to get anybody that doesn't want to get good. All right.
Good job, guys.
Excellent. Now, we're going to go over our last experiment for today. But this one is going to need volunteers who are willing to get a little wet. If you are not willing to get wet, don't raise your hand. All right. For those who are willing to get wet, form a line right here, going straight back. Straight back. Come on over. Next. Next. Keep alive, keep alive, keep alive, keep alive. All right, move. Next. 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 All right, once you've had a shower, have a seat. I can already tell you had a shower. Have a seat. You okay, bud? Yeah, guys, this is wet floors. I'm sorry I didn't expect that way. Guys, no running. All right. Everybody come back over, have a seat. Signs up, boys, signs up. Alrighty. Now, this has been Mad Science. I'm Astro Alec. I had a lot of fun with you guys. I hope you guys had fun, and I hope you learned something here today. I implore you all, be safe, be courteous, be friendly. You guys are on the right path. Don't run over here. Stay scientific. Have a great night, guys. Take it easy.
I'll drive. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm fine. Alright, I told you I'm not drunk!